Rev up your engines!
Aaron XP says, Scotty, have you heard about Chevy bringing back the all-new Blazer, and what's your opinion? What about Ford bringing back the Bronco? Okay, everybody knows that SUV or SUV-type vehicles are popular. You know, really kind of the original SUV was the Ford Bronco, although they didn't call it an SUV then, but it had a back closed in and it could go all-wheel drive. Originally, the SUVs were taken off-road, sports utility vehicle. That's what the S stands for. Now they're more taking kids to soccer games and stuff, and even Porsche makes SUVs now. I guess they're even making a Lamborghini SUV. But the Blazer, I wouldn't be impressed. GM quality, to me, the quality is not that good. Now the Bronco, that might be decent. Ford has always made good trucks. It could be another one. You know, they're going by nostalgia, name, you know, everybody thinks Bronco. What do they think? O.J. Simpson driving away in a Bronco 30 miles an hour on the highway with the state troopers chasing him, you know? It's got a name, so, and Ford makes pretty good trucks. I'd look at that long before I'd look at anything that GM's making. Michael says, Scotty, what are your thoughts about the mainstreaming of GDI engines in terms of reliability in the long run? Thanks a lot. Okay. Well, the gasoline direct injection engines, where they are spraying gas directly into the engine, into the block, instead of sending it to the intake and then it cleans the valves, it has advantages, more horsepower, more efficient, so you get better gas mileage, but it's a lot more pressure. The original ones did have a big problem of the intake valves carboning up because it was the fuel that cleaned the intake valves. Then when you go to direct, there's no fuel touching the intake valves. So your PCV valve and all the anti-pollution equipment that throws oil droplets in will easily clog those up. Now the newer diesels, at least the good ones, they have two systems now. They have a GDI system on the engine block, but they also have the conventional fuel injectors. So every once in a while, it runs those, and it sprays cleaner that keeps them from clogging up. So if you're buying a new car and it's GDI, make sure it's the dual system, because if it isn't, don't buy it. You want to have both systems built into it. So it cleans it and uses the GDI for good gas mileage. If you get one that only has the one, my advice is I wouldn't buy it. Or I would put an oil catch can on it. Alex Roscoe says, Scotty, I got an 04 Volvo V70 Titanium Edition with 308,000 miles. No major issue. It's one of 500. I want to keep it on the road. What can I do to make it last? Okay, yeah, well, you got a limited edition. And they spent more time building them. They're more solid, because most of my customers with Volvos, hey, they're not happy. As they age, they fall apart. You got a good one, so just continue to change your oil and filter regularly. Change the coolant once every 3-4 years. Service the automatic transmission every 40,000 miles. Take care of it to make it last, because believe me, I don't think they're ever going to make any Volvos that are going to last that long again. That was, what, 15 years ago now. Volvos, it's always been a problem company lately. People have bought it, then they've sold it, and they're kind of iffy about how long the company's really going to last. What keeps them going is their big truck division. You know, here in Houston, all our garbage trucks are Volvo garbage trucks, and a lot of the 18-wheelers are Volvo engines. They make real good big trucks. That's where the real profit is. X Goku says, thoughts on a Ford Fusion 2011. I'm thinking about buying one with 100,000 miles. Okay, those can be very good cars. The design of that is when Ford had a bunch of stuff going with Volvo, and they ride really well because they took Volvo suspension stuff. But they're using the Ford engine and not the Volvo stuff. So they have kind of the best of each company in them, and they can be very good cars. Now, 100,000 miles is 100,000 miles. You don't pay much for a car that has 100,000 miles. At least you don't if you're using your noggin. So don't pay that much for it, but it can still last quite some time. Those are pretty good cars. I've had customers with them, and they've been very happy with them. Sultan Bawashwan says, Scotty, my engine is leaking from the side. How to fix it? Well, depends what's leaking. If it's engine oil, watch my video. Finding and fixing car oil leaks. You put ultraviolet leak dye into the system. You can buy a kit for about 30 bucks online. Then you drive it for 5 minutes. Then you get these cool, funky yellow sunglasses and a little UV light, and you see exactly where it's coming from. Now, in your case, if it's engine oil, you want to pray that it's just the valve cover gasket leaking, and then you'll see where the valve cover gasket is, and you'll see the green dye is coming out from the top going down. Simple. You want to pray it's not your head gasket leaking, because if it's in the middle where the head bolts to the block, and the oil's leaking out of there. You got to put a head gasket in, and that's a very, very expensive job that really anybody but a mechanic shouldn't try that job because it's very expensive and it's very complicated to do. So pray it's just a valve cover gasket. That test will show you.
So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.